And we are diving into game number 1 of our first series. For those wondering, if you want to tune into Chaos Fate versus Egg, then that is being casted by the Spanish stream and the Portuguese stream. They are covering Chaos Fate versus Egg. We are covering Shellbee versus Eggs. Not to be confused with Egg. Smile through the pain. Shaking my head, Samu. Alright, here we go. Spawning in the top right hand corner of 2000 Atmospheres LE. We have the returning Zerg player. We have El Capullo and El Vuelto. We have representing CSO Esports. It is eGGz. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of 2000 Atmospheres LE, we have the Peruvian Terran. He's blue, representing Rebirth Esports. It is Shellbee. And this is going to be a real test here for Shellbee, because even though eGGz may not be at 100%, like, Darking, we've spoken about this before, where sometimes when it comes to a player returning to the game, it can be like riding a bike, you know? Like, for the most part, a lot of their skill is retained, and a lot of, like, they still maintain a lot of their muscle memory as well. So we'll see how this series plays out. We'll see what they have in store for us here. Shellbee, it's amazing to see that he made it to Desafiantes as well. It just goes to show how much Shellbee has grown as a player. And is it enough to take down eGGz? I don't believe Shellbee plays mech. I don't think I've seen that. Seen him play a lot of bio, go for a lot of bio pushes as well. I don't know if mech would be the way to go against someone like eGGz. But we'll see. Hopefully we get into that Lingbane muta. That's what I want to see. But yes, console Samo in the chat. Oh boy. As we see, just a regular SCV scout coming out here from Shellbee, which makes a lot of sense. eGGz was very akin to Cham last year, where eGGz is a player looking, I say looking, he can play very macro focused, or he can be aggressive. He can like switch it up. He isn't really known for any one style. eGGz is a lot more fluid than that. So very smart that Shellbee goes for an SCV scout just to make sure that it was a hatch first. Now he shows up with his Reapers. Ooh. So far so good, just chipping away at them, keeping an eye on the third base. Apparently we're on the Brazilian server. Ooh, te mamaste. Oh my god. Tienes lag? I mean, so right now we're playing on Brazil. I know normally, she'll be playing with some lag here. Novice to me Reaper, he's like, yo, of course I'm lagging. Didn't you see my Reaper? Oh, clearly, I micro better than that. Ooh, as he does get a kill on that creep tumor. Vortex is in this game. Vortex is the admin, so we'll see if we remake, or I imagine we may just change it for the later games. But yeah, I know typically for Latin American players, they go for US East. Ooh, as the Reaper goes down. Typically, they go for US East over Brazil, depending on where in Latin America they live. Again, Latin America is a pretty big country. Well, country? Continent, I should say. Very big, very large continent with a lot of countries. And, you know, you have players like Mexicans who are very close to North America. And then you have, on the polar opposite, you have Chile, which is all the way down south, depending on where in Chile you are. So, yeah, sometimes it's better for certain players to play on Brazil, other times US East. Other times US West. So it can be a little bit complicated with servers. Meanwhile, Shellbee, he's opening up with a BC. Ooh, let's quickly have a look at the vision of eGGz. As eGGz did go in, he did see the 111, did not see the fusion core, but because he saw the 111, he knows that he needs anti-air. It could be Banshees or it could be BC. He also saw that the tech lab wasn't researching. So that could also be a tell that it's going to be BCs instead of Banshees, since there's no cloak. Oh, beautiful. As eGGz goes straight into that Spire. He's not messing around at all. Looking to try and counter those VCs. Meanwhile, Shellbee is going to be showing up here with a bunch of Hellions, but oh, they do get pushed away by by the Queens. You'll see the chat catching up. Oh, the Hellions do try to dip on in, but they are pushed away. And so far, these Hellions just haven't found too much damage. They haven't found any drones. They barely even cleared any creep. And the BC's on the way, sure, but the Spire is gonna finish soon. The good thing for Shellbee, like, it's a 1-2 punch sort of thing. Ideally, these Hellions keep the Queens busy. And then the BC comes in, and the Queens are here at the third defending against the Hellions, and there's meant to not be much in the main base, so the BC can just kind of run wild and focus down all these workers. And then if the Queens react to the BC, then that's when the Hellions come in and deal some drone damage. So again, this can be very tricky to deal with. You have to split up your army very well. And there we go, the BC does go into the natural base. At the same time, the Hellions try and dive into the third. Oh, but the Lingbane was kept here to help defend it. Oh, the Hellions, for the most part, are kept alive. Meanwhile, the BC teleported into the BC will go down. But it did get 6 workers. At the same time, the Hellions try and dip back in. But eGGz is there just in time. And now here come the Mutas. Mutas are racing across the map. Shellbee, are you ready for them? He's throwing down missile turrets now. But yo, it's too late. The Mutas are here. They are here. We do have a couple of Marines. Oh, the wall's on the wall. The Lings, they get on top of the Marines. No, Shellbee, please. He's forced to pull the boys. All the Marines go down. This could be GG. Lifting the CC was the worst thing he could have done, because if he didn't do that, then his Marines would defend against the Mutas, and the Lings would just be up against the wall. Ay, ay, ay. And now 18 SCVs go down, the tank goes down, Shellbee falling apart here. Oh, he didn't even get into his game. It was just the opener and that's it. And these Mutas are camping the production. There's nothing left here. Exclamation mark for nada, Shellbee. Ay, ay, ay. And I think that's all she wrote. Like, the missile turrets finish up. They push away the Mutas. The Mutas, they get a tank. They get a tank, people. Oh, God. This tank flies into the camera. Shellbee he's dying. he's hurt. He lost an arm. He lost a leg, mate. He's limping around. He's trying though. He's still here. He's working on his SCVs. He's not that far behind in the SCV count. He is that far behind in the army count. That's what's scary. Like, the Mutas, they dive back out once again. Plenty of Lings. Upgrades are on the way. Let's quickly have a look. Ooh, eGGz is neglecting some of his upgrades. There we go. Finally +1 melee, but we need armor. We need bending speed as well. But so far, eGGz is maintaining his lead. But Shellbee, he's still in this. He's still standing. For now. As Shellbee is going for a double drop across the map. So, Stim is done. It looks like +1 armor and +1 attack should finish by the time this drop gets across the map. Should finish. So, Shellbee can hit a timing here. The problem with this is he is leaving his bases a little bit exposed. Like, the Mutas are still right outside. The Lings are ready to dive in. Getting this third is going to be so difficult. There we go. The Mutas dive in to deny the third once again. To work on some of these. Oh, God. The CC! Repair! Repair, puppy! Oh, it doesn't repair in time. And the CC goes down. Meanwhile, 1-1 is done. Combat shields is done. I feel like Shellbee has to go all in, but he's just rebuilding the third. It's gonna be so difficult to turtle. It's gonna be so difficult to turtle here on 3 bases. The Mutas dive in once again. They take down the CC. Ay, ay, ay. Here comes the double drop finally across the map for Shellbee. Took a long time, but he's here. And he's getting worker kills. He pulls the mutas back home. But this is something that Shellbee had to do a while ago, and will be cleaned up. As the Medivacs are being chased down by the mutas. And everything will go down here. Shellbee, he's just trying to hold on to his third. He's got Thors on the way. He's got Widowmines on the way, which is good. It's one of those things where if the Widowmines get the most perfect connections, maybe, you know, maybe if they get the most, but they're not done yet. They're on the way. They're waddling. They're scuttling out. And here comes eGGz with his Lingmei Muta split by me. Split. Oh God, he's trying to split. Kind of. The splits are kind of there. They're pretty good actually. But there's one more Baneling. The Widowmines need to burrow. Yo, the Widowmines burrow. Do they go off? No, they do not go off. The Thor holds the line, but the Lings are just going crazy on that mineral line. More SCVs do go down. Oh, the mutas dive in. Thor is saved, but those Lings are still just killing everything here at the third base. Shellbee just can't expand. He just can't do it. And it was forced to be cancelled. At this point, what does Shellbee do, you know? Hive is done. Ultra Cavern's on the way. Shellbee's losing. Time for the good old PP. Let's go. Speaking of, I am trying to prepare the duct tape, actually, for Shellbee. We'll see if we can get that going later. Meanwhile, here comes Lingmei Muta once again. Mate, there's barely anything here. Widowmine borrows. Let's see those shots. Not ideal. Second shot goes off. GG gets called, and eGGz takes game number 1. After a very rough start for Shellbee. I mean, we all saw it, you know? eGGz went across the map with his mutas and his Lings, and Shellbee was just not prepared. It dealt so much damage, and ever since then, eGGz was able to hold onto his lead. So I open up studio mode. Downloads duct tape. Okay, we'll see how that does. As we are getting ready for the next game, let's get Vortex in here. Where are you? Was Vortex not in the last game? Am I crazy? Yeah, we're waiting for Vortex right now. God damn it. Super dead. I mean, mate, Shellbee had just a really rough start off the game, mate. Did not bode well. But here we go. Finally, we have our admin joining us. And let's even update the score here. 1-0. Has Shellbee seen that duct tape? I'm actually not sure if he's seen it. I'll link it to him. We'll link it to him once it gets published on YouTube. He has to see it, mate. Jim has to see it too. Alright, here we go as we do dive into game number 2 of this best of 3 series. And spawning in the top left hand corner of Lightshade LE, we have the Colombian Zerg player representing his new team CSO Esports. It is eGGz. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Lightshade LE, we have the Peruvian Terran representing Rebirth Esports. It is Shellbee. Shellbee having a rough game one. Honestly, he can do better. 100% he can do better. Like, that was like one mistake, one small mistake, or two mistakes, I guess. The first one, not scouting the butas. The second one, lifting up the CC and just not having a wall and just letting the Ling Bane flood in. Shellbee can do better. Maybe the ping threw him off, you know, maybe the fact that we weren't on US East and we were on Brazil, maybe that threw him off as well. It can happen, it definitely can. So hopefully Shellbee can bring it back here in game number 2, because we have seen him just decimate Zerg players in the past. Even Jim, he's taking down Jim Rising, who is, you know, top 8 in the region. He made it to the DreamHack main event. Shellbee can take it to someone like Jim. He can take it to someone like eGGz. Let's go. As he does go for an SCV scout once again. Makes sense. Plenty of sense. Checking his opponent, making sure that it was a hatch first, and he does. Meanwhile, actually goes straight into the main base just to make sure everything else is on point. Queens and Lings are on the way. Ooh. And I knew we would have at least one of them this series, as Shellbee does ask for a pause. Once again, as a reminder to the people who weren't here at the beginning of the series, Shellbee, he looks after his family's convenience store in Peru. And while he plays the game, he's looking after it. And whenever someone comes in and wants to buy something, Shellbee has to go and attend the cash register. He has to go and attend the store. So, I mean, the pauses, I guess, are a good thing. You know, right now Shellbee's making some money. But there are times where his store is very popular and we see like 3, maybe 4 pauses in a game. It's happened before. Just keeps running down those goddamn stairs. Surprised it didn't pause game 1. Hey, the store feels bad, man. Depending on how this... Oh, yo, should I play the duct tape now? Should I just play the duct tape now because we're in a pause? I'm tempted. I just don't know when Shellbee will come back. I don't want to cut the duct tape short. But we could go for it. I'm tempted. Meanwhile, I'll just switch back to the bracket screen, I guess. We can have a look and see how the matches have been progressing. Let me just refresh the Wikipedia page as well. Do we have an update? It looks like Chaos Fate and Egg are still in game number 1, so still taking us some time there. We don't have any updates. Meanwhile, Vortex is letting us know he's currently waiting for Crew Please to come back. God damn it, Crew. Oh, God. Should I play the... You know what? I'll do it for the next one. We'll play the duct tape. Dedicated to Shellbee. Oh, because Shellbee is back.
Game resumed.
Let's go.
Game paused.
What? 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 That... We are observers. Ay, ay, ay. Shaking my head, Shellbee. We were not made refs, so we can't communicate with the players. And they're like, should we wait for the casters to respond? Come on, mate. Come on. Shaking my head, Shellbee. And eggs. Alright, here we go. That's such a great reason to pause. It is, it is. Eggs versus Shellbee, the clash of the LoL players. I'm not gonna say anything. This is true, they do play League. They do play a lot of League. Ay, ay, ay. Alright, here we go, here we go. Who is the favorite to win this tournament? I'm a little bit biased. Because Ryu made it past Smile, I think it's going to be Chaos Fate. I think we're gonna have a Peru versus Peru finals. I think Ryu is a sure thing against Shakti. I think Ryu just wins there. And I think Chaos Fate is currently the best player in Peru. It's hard to say, and we may just have Ryu versus Chaos Fate best of 5 ZvT. And how that goes is, I don't know. It could go either way. I kind of favor Chaos Fate in that ZvT, to be honest. Just because of how aggressive Chaos Fate is. But we'll see. We'll see if that could be shaken up here. Especially because, again, depending on eGGz's form, and if eGGz has been practicing consistently, and if he proves himself against some of these other players, or even against Shellbee here, eGGz could definitely be a contender to win the entire thing. Meanwhile, eGGz comes in with a slow Overlord, and he scouts everything in the main base. He sees the fusion core. Oh, the plays! I was about to say armory question mark. What? Shellbee cancels the fusion core. He goes for an armory. He's going to go for a Hellbat Banshee push. And because eGGz saw the fusion core, so the thing that BCs are weak against is roach pushes, because roach pushes hit faster than a BC can come out, but not faster than a Banshee can come out. Meanwhile, oh my god, a bit of a ling run by. There's nothing here at home. Ay, 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 the Hellions are across the map. Sure, the Hellbats are across the map. And we do see that Shellbee's already dealing a lot of damage here, but the Lings on the outside of the map are also dealing a lot of damage, denying all the mining here at the natural base of Shellbee. Meanwhile, it looks like oh my god, the Hellbats, they get on top of the Queens. 2 Queens do fall, but eventually this will be cleaned up because of the Roaches. Roaches are exactly what you want against Hellbats. Oh my god, another Queen does fall. Roaches, please help out. At the same time, Lings once again slip into the natural base. Ay, 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 there's nothing here. There is a Banshee, but Shellbee doesn't defend with his Banshee. He goes across the map. I don't know about this. Like, the great thing about going for a Banshee opener is that you can use your Banshees to defend against the Roaches. And you're fine. But because Shellbee is counterattacking, like, he may just die. Ay, ay, ay. Things are popping off here. Roaches are coming across the map. There's no wall. There's only Hellions to defend. Hellions are not what you want. The Banshee is here, but there are spores. And again, what is there to defend against Roaches? I think these Roaches just end the game. This is what I was talking about. eGGz, he can be a very aggressive player, as we see. Just goes straight for the Roaches. Reactor will fall. All of this will fall. A Banshee comes out just in time. Is it going to deter eGGz, or will eGGz just continue on? And it looks like he will. And I think this is the end of Shellbee, mate. Shellbee made some interesting decisions. Went across the map with his Banshee. Once again, committed to the Hellbat. I thought he was going to attack with the Hellbats with his Banshee together. I was wrong about that one. Ay, ay, ay. And it looks like eGGz will make it to the next round. It looks like he will be able to take down his opponent. Shellbee's trying, you know, this Banshee will eventually clean everything up, but Shellbee is just taking so much damage. But you know what this means? This means that now Shellbee is free to attend the store. There we go. Shellbee cleans everything up. He has 3 orbitals, which is great, I guess. The problem is that Shellbee is playing mech. He has 3 factories. They're still making their add-ons. What the hell does Shellbee do here? From here, it's just... Meanwhile, I have a Nidus on the way. eGGz just keeping that pressure on. Roach Ravager's going to be coming out. And again, it's a little bit sad because Shellbee just today, this series, he didn't really get into the mid game, which is where Shellbee shines. He can do very well with his pushes and with his macro, and eGGz just didn't let him do it. He just didn't let him play the game. Couple of head-ins slip into the main base. Banshee ran into a Spore. Everything will be cleaned up. Nidus in the natural. Once again, Shellbee stuck on one base. GG gets called, and eGGz takes down Shellbee 2-1. Congratulations, eGGz.